Batman 40, Tom King writing, Joel Jones on the art. This is the second part of the two-part Wonder Woman section, sub-arc of the Super Friends arc. We got sub-arcs within our arcs. So, obviously, we're a little bit more down in the last issue compared to what we normally are with Tom King's Batman. We ended on that weird cliffhanger where they're in this, the edge of the universe, and they're fighting the everlasting horde, and the time works differently, so they've been there for years, and Batman and Wonder Woman look like they're about to kiss. And we're like, yeah, obviously it'll probably be, like, they'll circumvent that quickly. And sure enough, in this issue, they're close to kissing, then they start laughing and say, hey, this is stupid, right? Like, yeah, this is pretty stupid. So that was quickly dealt with. That's kind of expected.
Part of me wishes King sort of went for it. Like...
Really?
Subvert our expectations. It's in a world where time is meaningless, Like...
It's one of those that you lose either way, because if you do the cliffhanger and back out like you do here, it just feels, why do we even bother? It was just cheap. If you do go for it, it's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I think just having it there at all is the problem.
But I feel like the why are we doing this because they did do it at least is an interesting turn versus the, we're going to tease it and make a cliffhanger out of it.
Yeah, but the reason why everyone was so upset about it is because it was kind of like just a story we didn't want. Like, it was going down a path that we just didn't want to see. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But if that's the case, then own into it. Like, lean into it. Don't pull away at the last second. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because that's because from that argument, it's just like, oh, I started this path, and just do it, stick to your guns. When no, you just the ideal thing would have been not to do it in the first place.
That's the ideal thing, but I think I'm with Matt in the sense that if that's the thing he wanted to tease and go and explore. Do that. I might not like it, but I respect that you're going to do that. Here, putting it in as a tease and then backing out immediately is just cheap, and it's like, well, that was just for shock value.
Yeah, but you're looking at this the wrong way around. You're saying that you wanted to do that, so you should stick to it. And I'm saying no, he never wanted to actually go through with it. He just the mistake was putting in this cliffhanger for something he was never going to do in the first place.
Well, yeah, exactly. So if he wanted to do it, you could have just put it in the middle of this issue, because in the middle of this issue we do that time jump around where it goes to the different years that they've been there. And this could have been part of that, the time where he almost failed.
Which, by the way,
instead of building the cliffhanger.
There is a mistake. There's a printing error in those in those pages.
That's what I thought.
Because at one point, it's meant to be going sequentially, but they swap two of the years around, so it looks like it jumps back again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it goes from year 24 to 19.
Yeah, they're actually in the right order. The numbers at the top are just swapped.
Okay. I thought he was just doing a creative thing where we were just jumping around the time instead of doing it sequentially, which... doesn't bother me because it
doesn't matter
even though
much.
They're there. They don't age. You know what I mean? Like,
So obviously the art's still really good. I did like this issue more than the last one because it was like, okay, we've got the awkward cliffhanger out of the way. We can just sort of explore the ideas here.
I also like the art here more out of Jones. It just I don't know if it's because of the more real world stuff. It's less. We see less when they're in that other realm. So the stuff with Catwoman and the Gentleman. We find out his name is Julian. Like that was pretty cool. I like all that stuff.
I'm going to see his wife and his wife like crying, seeing him, and like Catwoman understanding. Catwoman actually like threatened to kill him or whatever because he lied when she finds out about the whole time difference. Was also enjoyable. I did also enjoy 19 years into the never-ending horde where they're making fun of Superman. That was enjoyable.
Yeah, he says it every time, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, where else do you go but away when you go up? I thought that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the friendly banter as they were fighting was quite good.
Well, you feel like anytime the two are together, they're making fun of the other one. Well, maybe not Clark and Bruce about Diana, although they probably could. But I feel like if Superman and Wonder Woman are together, they're kind of poking fun at Bruce.
Oh, yeah, probably.
That
makes a lot of sense. So no, so it's all about basically the crux of this issue is that Catwoman is giving the gentleman like some time with his wife, but ultimately she's like, okay, it's time to go now, and he wants to stay with his wife for a couple of more hours, and she's like, well, how much time is that for them? And he's like, a decade maybe. He's like, no, it's time. We're going now.
Well, what got me was you could feel the sadness when he's like, can I have like another 1 or 2 hours before I have to go back, please? And she has to just harden firm because he tricked them, and yeah, it was. I think this had a little bit more emotional resonance.
Yeah, he even admits that he didn't expect him to say yes if he'd been honest about the time difference.
Yeah.
As good as they are, they probably would have said no. So he tricked Henry because it was worth seeing her. And obviously, like, with Catwoman about to be married, she's like sort of thinking about love and marriage and, you know, commitment and all the rest of it. And the idea that he keeps going back to his mission, even though he's got a wife, is, you know, it's very Batman. Like, Batman, he'll be your husband, but he'll always go back to, like, fighting the war. Like, it's always going to be part of his life.
It's duty. You know, it's kind of what you hear about military families here, when, you know, the one person goes over, and then you don't see them for months at a time, you know, or even a year in some cases. But you're still married. You still love that person even if they're not around. So I like that it played with that.
Yeah, no, those parts were. I like the single tear in Catwoman's face when they get back. You know, broke me a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Oh man, Bruce missing all of his pets and kids. I thought this is the Bruce Wayne that I like. I like when he can be vulnerable like this.
And let's not gloss over the kangaroo now, shall we?
No, I miss my kangaroo and just the look on Bruce's face.
But you have a kangaroo?
I love that.
I don't talk about it. Her name is Jumper.
Jumper.
Highlight of the issue, clearly.
Which as I understand, is not a new thing. That is that is a pull from continuity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the ending. I like the, you know, like you were away for decades with a Wonder Woman. Were you bad? No, I wasn't good enough, but I wasn't bad. I'll do better. Like, you know, I kind of like the overall message there. I think this issue was definitely better than the last one. It still has that awkward cliffhanger in the middle, which obviously none of us liked, but you know, I can see what he was doing here. I can see what the emotional core of the issue was and what the story was supposed to be here.
I get it. I still just found like I didn't really enjoy it that much. I still felt like Wonder Woman was very stilted in a dialogue for me, and that was a problem that carried over.
But it's consistent with it over, so I feel like that's just King's voice for Wonder Woman.
It is, but I don't enjoy reading that, is the problem.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So ultimately that lowers my enjoyment of this quite a bit.
Yeah, I think I said last time that I just, like, stilted is very much King's dialogue for everyone, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with, like, there being a style for all the characters. Even they have different voices, but there's a different. They have like a unified style that fit within his storytelling world, and for me, that's kind of where that falls into. But
well, I also like Selena saying, "No, next time he comes, I'm going with you." I like that too. That, you know, we're a team now. You know?
And obviously the one thing that unifies this with the previous two-parter from Super Friends is the whole idea that at the end of the two parts, Wonder Woman's kind of accepted and understands Selena a little bit more. And that's obviously it was more overt, of course, in the Superman one, because she was like there the whole time talking to Lois and Clark and all the rest of it. But he still had that kind of sentiment at the end where she kind of understood why Bruce was happy by the end of it. So So no, I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, you had the big two-push spread earlier on where they were about to kiss with the fire behind them and they're laughing. That was a nice little moment. But hey, so no, I enjoyed this more. Even if this two-parter might, like, you know, stick out as being a weaker segment of his run, but hey.